Hey everybody, hope you are well. I'm realizing the sun just came out, started blasting me, but it is a spectacular afternoon. I'm coming to you a little bit early this week because I have a packed schedule tomorrow and Friday, including a bunch of events that I'll describe. But I particularly wanted to start off noting that I had a bunch of events relating to both environmental and my own personal health, which I just want to remind everyone to take care of. I had a mammogram a couple weeks ago, and I always have to follow up with having an ultrasound. And I know there are a lot of women out there who have dense tissue. And so if you're one of those women, make sure that you ask and get that ultrasound done as well. I had mine done at Sharon Hospital. They were terrific. And glad I got that out of the way. So I got vaccinated earlier this week for the flu and got the new COVID booster. And I admit my arm was a little sore for a little while. It's mostly better today, and I was a little out of it last night, but I'm on the other side of it. And if that's appropriate for you, the new COVID booster is out there. There are new strains moving around. I have a lot of people that I've heard are coming down with COVID this time around. So please be careful. And think about vaccines if they're appropriate for your own health. I also, on the environmental end, as I mentioned last week, I went kayaking on Lake Warmog last weekend, at which my husband and I saw, bald eagles, cormorants, herons, lots of ducks, lots of bird life and aquatic life. And it was just such a spectacular thing to be out there on a beautiful day, seeing, the beauty of the natural environment that we have the benefit of out here in the Northwest Corner. And I've had also meetings this week relating to that, on Twin Lakes, for example, to make sure that we're fighting invasive species that have the capacity to really throttle all other native life in our lakes if we don't take care of them appropriately. So there are lots of people in our area who are deeply knowledgeable, passionate, spend a lot of time on these issues. We're really lucky to have so many people dedicated to the preservation of our natural environment. And so I look forward to continuing to work with them to make sure that the state is a positive part of that. So tomorrow we have, in advance of a special session coming up next week, a single day special session that's mostly election focused. We will be, this is Tuesday, September 26th, we will be voting on moving up the date of the presidential primary to the first Tuesday in April, hopefully to make Connecticut a little bit more relevant there. Fix some timing issues for some towns that doesn't apply to the Northwest Corner. Improve the recanvass procedure. Now that sounds a little technical, but basically that means when you have a recount. And I had one of those in my first election. And so I really am grateful for the fact that they're taking a look at that and improving and streamlining that procedure, not streamlining, but making it more transparent and making it clear how to participate in that, and that the Secretary of State will be producing a training video for how to go through that. I think that will be really helpful. And other little things like figuring out how to, allowing people to raise money online if they have to. So that's, in advance of that, we are having a big full day caucus meeting tomorrow, which is just basically an opportunity for my caucus, which is the House Democrats, to get together in person and spend some time. As it happens, we're spending some time in the southeastern corner of the state, at the Port Authority, at the pier, State Pier, at the Mashantucket Pequot Museum, and talking about what we're going to do next week and maybe what we look forward to doing in the session ahead. So it does make a difference to spend some time together in person. And then on Friday, there are a bunch of, couple of housing related events, that are really important. So Salisbury Forum is hosting a conversation on Friday evening on housing, jobs, and conservation, which is a really important nexus, of how we, a lot of people are getting pushed out of being able to afford to live here, and including people who work here and have to travel long distances to get to their jobs in the Northwest Corner, and what we can do about that. And at the same time, finding ways to line up the conservation community and the affordable housing community so that we can select sites that are appropriate for housing, and make sure that we, at every opportunity are finding ways to do that in a way that's appropriate for the community, appropriate for conservation, and also move housing forward so that the people who live here, want to live here, can continue to afford to live here, because it is a challenge. Then there's also Salisbury, Salisbury Affordable Housing is doing an event for the groundbreaking of Sarum Village 3, which is an affordable housing set of units, and so I'll be attending that on Friday as well. Then there are some non-housing related events maybe I'll see you at. In Kent, there is the Connecticut Antique Machinery space, and the Eric Sloan Museum is having their event on Sunday the 24th. And in particular, I'm looking forward to that, and also looking forward to visiting with Touch of Trade, which is an organization that I met a couple of years ago that is trying to find ways for young people, as young as middle school, to just figure out what it means to work with your hands, how satisfying that can be to learn how to hold a tool. And I remember talking a couple of years ago, learning things about how to wield a hammer in an appropriate way that no one actually ever taught me. I've pounded lots of nails in my day, but now my technique is better. So I'm looking forward to those two things. There are lots of other local events that I'll put in the newsletter as well. So I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy this spectacular weather, and I'll see you out there.